Time does fly. I started this business way back, I want to say 2008, 2009, somewhere around there, on accident, really. I used to work for H&R Block, and my manager came up and said, "Hey, your job is to make sure that all these offices get cleaned." And I was like, "Okay, cool. I'll come on that, boss." And she gave me a budget, and I couldn't find a company to do it in that budget, so I started one, and we ended up cleaning offices for H&R Block. Then we moved into the vacation rental space. And cleaning those vacation rentals, it was like a weekly thing. You'd go in, you'd do like you would at a hotel. You'd go in, clean the whole thing out, get it prepped, get it ready, put the little soaps where they go, fold the toilet paper the way it's supposed to go, and boom, it's off and rolling. But just cleaning up is one aspect of the vacation rental part. As owners, people who have property that are considering jumping into the vacation rental space, on top of making sure you have somebody to come in and clean it, what are some of those key things that people don't know about? Once they get into the space, they're like, "Oh, I didn't know that was part of the deal too."
Yeah, it's a game of inches, right? It's a lot of little details, like you said. I mean, in the end, it's what you think. It's delivering an incredible experience for a customer, right? Doesn't matter what kind of business you're in. I share my entry into most of my businesses has been the same way you entered yours, which is couldn't find somebody to do what I wanted to be done, in a way that I thought the customers deserved, and so leaned into myself to solve it. But I think when you think about vacation rentals and jumping into it, right, you got about half the world that uses a professional to manage their vacation rentals and about half the world that does it themselves. I think you can have an extraordinary business and an extraordinary experience for guests doing it either way. But if you're jumping into it yourself, you do need to be mindful of the back half of the operation, right? The front half is what you hear so much about on the podcast, the return on investments, what it looks like from a monetary standpoint, how to run the spreadsheets. But don't forget the back end of it, finding somebody to get in there and turn the unit on a Saturday in one of the busiest markets in the U.S., which is when a lot of the vacation rentals switch hands, is not quite as easy as it is to get somebody to clean your own home or to come over and take care of a plumbing issue, right? If you've got 20,000 units that are turning over on the same day, imagine the demand for the cleaners and the plumbers and the pool people. It's quite significant. And so I think just going into it with your eyes wide open on the back end of the house is probably the thing that catches people by surprise the most.
Shut up and sit down.